We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Woo. My fault, gentlemen. Low-key messed that up. Wait, where did my slip of paper go? Oh. Slow moment. Yeah, but we're back. We're live again. I'm alive. What's up, Logic? Sorry, man. Yeah, my brother called and I was listening to him and I accidentally touched my wire that connects my camera to my computer. And for some reason, when you're doing a live stream, it doesn't let you like re-add the camera to it. So that's the one negative. Monty. We're back. How many bags of chips do you eat per day? The only reason I'm eating these is because I'm trying not to gain too much weight. I'm trying to lose weight actually. So just things that I don't really care about the caloric value of certain things, just more so the actual physical weight of them. But I only got these because my family went to a parade and they came home with a lot of chips. So literally all the same flavor, unfortunately, but not a bad flavor. So usually I don't eat any chips, but except Sundays because I do security on Sunday nights. I get a bag of those LeBron James or Jason Tatum Ruffles, and then a Monster. Yeah. Loki. You're not wrong, Kim. It's a mobile security patrol, so I drive around in a patrol car from site to site, kind of like a bus route. And then I have like 3 stops at a certain place, and like you just can't hit them all at the same time. So I periodically like travel between different places, write reports and stuff, and make sure there was no break-ins or anything like that. But yeah, weakest position on the Jazz currently. I wouldn't say we have any particularly like terribly weak positions. I guess wing would be our most unfounded position, if that makes sense. Because like we have guys like Ochai that are great defenders, but their offensive back just isn't there. Similar thing. I mean, if you want, depending on which you view Hendricks as being, Fontecchio is pretty solid, but he's prone to having shooting slumps as well, right? Just like anybody. It's just different for different guys. One could argue that point guard is our weakest position, but I think Chris Dunn does his job considering the type of player that Lowry and the rest of the boys are. I wish that he had better shot creation for himself in particular, but I'm not mad at it. I'll say that. I'm not mad at it. No, sir. Mm-hmm. We are too deep with guards is the problem. Yeah. Yeah, that's a valid thing. That's why we have to trade away THT. It's like one of the few situations where I wouldn't particularly prefer to have a player back, but more so have just value back, like as in draft picks. And I usually don't I'm not big on draft picks as a guy, but it's one of those things where it's like you want somebody that's going to be comfortable on the bench, but won't be completely trash just in case you actually need them. He said Chris Dunn is great. Yeah. But center is also a great area. Collins or Olenek both ain't centers. Yeah. I mean, it works. I just like seeing year seven. Yeah. Year seven being relegated to like what Chris Dunn had before is kind of rough. But I understand why. Like when I was reading that article out loud earlier, that like really cleared up some things for me because it makes sense. Because John Collins at the five does allow for more stretchability of the floor, even though he's not a great rim protector. He is a better. He's a little bit more effective defensively than he was before. It's just a better fit that way, I guess. And since um Walker doesn't have a great three ball yet, it makes more sense to do it that way. So I understand. At least to start games that way, not play them the entirety of the time. Only thing I hate here in Finland that NBA games are so late in our time. Yeah, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I mean, one thing to see is our lineups and who runs with who the most. True. Very true point. Eloquently put, sir. Mm-hmm. As Fax Walker taking slowly to the three ball is rough, yeah, especially because we have Olenek. You think he'd have a decent shot this season, spending that offseason with him? Yeah. You think Siakam will be traded? Yes, I absolutely think Siakam will be traded. Who to? I'm not sure. Will it be high value? I don't know because Siakam is also due to resign, and he's sitting there talking about how if I do get traded, not that I want to get traded, but if I do get traded, I don't want to go to this team, this team, this team, this team, or this team. And it's like, it's really annoying. One thing I dislike is whenever Keontae's on the floor, it's normally with Clarkson. It doesn't lead to much positive shooting if both are off. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, I see what you're saying, logic. And then you're forced into a position where you pull them both off the floor, and it's like, okay, we're gonna run Sexton back again. Can we give Dunn minutes, or are we gonna go Abaji or something like that? So yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's interesting having Olenek be like the majority facilitator when they're in those lineups, though. I will say that for sure. Yeah, they do have. They do have a pretty good connection, actually. Cam, you're not wrong. Just something to think about. Mm-hmm. Said we saw some alleys from the kid last game. Yeah, yeah. That's one of the best parts about it, honestly. If I am to be frank. Like, yeah. Yeah, we still doing it, man. Keontae's assist last game was Kessler, Conson, Larry. That's good, though. That's good. Double stream type of day. Yeah, that's the way it's looking, man. I think above decent. Him and Dunn been murdering their matches recently. With the exception of that Luka game. Yeah. I love the way things are trending for us, honestly. Man, oh man. My brain is all over the place. It's muddied. I'm losing energy. It's the chips. It's the chips. Nah, I'm playing. I don't know what that was. All right, so looking good. We're then trying to switch Luka onto Kessler, and him getting blocked at the 3-point line. Yeah, the thing is, I think people are used to having Rudy Gobert be the person in the paint. So Luka is very easily. Excuse me, not Luka. Rudy is very easily moved by rangier guards that are quicker outside the 3-point line because he doesn't have great footwork. He's a little bit awkward with his motions. Walker has a more conventional like motion style about himself, so he's a lot less just thwarted by general attempts because he's good at what he does. He has a solid foundation, solid footwork, all that good stuff. So by that logic, it just makes the most sense that Walker be the one to like stand on business, almost, if you will. Mm-hmm. But I have one more video on debating how I want to do it right now as we speak. Sometimes I see him too worried about a back door and shy away, while someone gets the easy free throw range shot. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Especially of him. Oh, payday. I don't know if it's communication or what. I think it's nerves, repetition, and just being in those situations very frequently. It's going to take a while, and there might be a thing where they just say we'll live with that pull up, but just don't let them get downhill to the rim. That also might be the situation for them. And if that is the case, then kudos to them. I'm not going to say anything. That's above my pay grade. You know what I'm saying? But if it's not, then it's kind of one of those kind of situations. But it's okay though. Definitely willing to extend grace when grace is needed, of course. Yeah, for sure. I think it's more so scheme though than anything, but also adequately assessing the situation and properly communicating where you're supposed to be on the floor, how you want to play it is also a big thing. But I would say, yeah, most definitely. Um, yeah. Hmm. Who's your MVP as of now? Low key. I'm low key leaning Shea right now because Shea's different. He's just different. He is the heart and soul of that team. Yes, Chet is the biggest reason why they're different from they were where they were last year. There's very little that Shea can do better. I love Embiid. Jokic has kind of been quietly really, really like that. And I know going into the playoffs, Jokic is obviously going to be better than Embiid. Ideally, Embiid does not have the playoff success that Jokic has, and probably never will. But the MVP is a regular season award, so I have to look at it specifically from a regular season lens, and that's one of the biggest issues for me personally. Um, with that said, it's got to be Shea. Shea's my favorite. Give me Shea, Embiid, Yoke. Do three, but I have to go Shea because he's doing otherworldly things. Elite defense, elite front. Like, bro, you can't do that. 61, 65 game minimum for awards now. Hmm. Yeah, that's a good one too. Um, yeah. Give me Shea. Give me Shea right now. Shea's the one. Shea's what I'm willing to lean for. I'm not gonna lie. And then whatever else from there will be what it will be. Hmm. Shea's is one of only ones not near. What is he at right now? Let me look that up. Shea Alexander. He has played 36 games. Yeah, so he has to play at least 30 games coming up, which I believe he will. But he definitely has to make sure he's available for. Well, we're all around the same mark, aren't we? Am I tweaking? Hold on. Joel Embiid. Embiid 27 games played, and Jokic is 39 games. Okay, so Embiid is the furthest away from it. He's only been at 27, which is crazy. Um, yeah, Shea's 36. Jokic is 39, and then um, Embiid's got to be careful. Halliburton is somewhere, yeah. Yeah, Halliburton's also having an amazing season, so I have to give him due praise. Let me see. Tyrese Halliburton stats. How many games has he played? 33 games, so yeah. But dang, bro. He might have a case because overall, I think he's producing more points per game, like being run either created or facilitated by him. 23.6 points, shooting 49.7% from the field, 40.3% from three, 4.2 rebounds, 12.5 assists, and 1.2 steals. Versus Shea Gilgeous-Alexander stats. Shea is 31.4 points, 55.5% from the field, 35.2% from three, 5.9 rebounds, 6.3 assists, 2.3 steals. Give me Shea. Give me Shea. Despite how good Halliburton has been, give me Shea. Yeah. Beal is out of anything. Yeah. Pacers been solid since Lance Stevenson. I'm kind of happy for them for yeah. Mm-hmm. For sure, for sure. No way around it, brother. I'm with you. Mm-hmm. Which team starting five plays the most? Is it Denver or I would assume it would have to be Denver. Denver has to be the most reliant on it. How many games has Davis missed? Not many, actually. He's missed probably like 3, I believe, so far this year. He's missed 3. Yeah, because he's played in 98% of their last 80 games, I think, which is crazy. But yeah, I think it's Denver that plays their starting lineup the most. But yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. $400. I'm hyped for the Lakers game. Absolutely, every reason in the world to be hyped, man. I don't know, like all 5 of the. Yeah, I love seeing AD X Kessler. Yeah, it's a good matchup, honestly. Obviously, I expect AD to do what's his name, Collins, in kind of the worst way. But you know, it's okay. It's okay. It starts at 4:30 at night, like 4:30 a.m. for y'all in Finland. That's actually kind of disgusting. I'm not gonna lie. That's actually rough. You are a trooper, Para. I'm not gonna lie. Utmost respect to you for holding out that long. But yeah. Mhm. But it's weekend, so I call it. Okay, yeah. Then that's fair. I'm not as over the top about it then. Fair play. Mm-hmm. Party hype, but I don't know how that would work unless he goes on a kick or something. True. That's a good one. I don't know how it will work either. That I am not sure of, gentlemen. But there's a way for everything, right? That's what they say. That's what they say. Mm-hmm. It's 13th, 15th, 29th. Ugh. Mm-hmm. And we're looking at what? Let me see here. Yeah. I don't know how we would do it actually. They do tend to be rather stringent on certain things and not others, interestingly enough, right? But I'm never surprised by how they interact with people. For 1,412. That's where we're at now, gentlemen. That's good numbers, though. That's definitely good numbers. Chris Dunn video, 721 views, 50 watch hours, 9.5% click through. That's good. Seems like they like it. You got the NPR voice. Nothing against David Locke, but he has the Jurassic Park voice. I'm dead. Nah, that is comedy. That is absolute hilarity. Let me see. By the way, is Utah a boring place, or what? Many players doesn't want to go there. It's beautiful there in winter. They stay in the tunnel. Dwayne Wade regretted it when he was in a league. Now he owns part of the Jazz. From what I understand about Utah, there's not a crazy nightlife. And when you're an NBA player, like you train all day, you hoop, have whatever game or whatever, and then you want to do stuff at night. And Utah doesn't have the same nightlife and just the marketability. So basically, for a lot of NBA players, when they go to the league, they want to go to big places that have like a lot of money, like nightlife aside, fun activities, Disney Worlds, all that sort of stuff aside. They want to be able to go to a place that has like money. And it's like they want to be able to gain endorsement deals and do all that sort of stuff. And the best places for that are always going to be like your major cities, your New Yorks, your Miamis, like a lot of places in Florida, a couple places in Texas. And then taxes also are different for Texas. And then you have like your California teams, and like all those guys by and large all enjoy the same perks and stuff like that. But when you go to a small market team, there's less marketability because a lot of people don't watch your team. Right? Like for Utah fans, there's not a lot of Utah fans on the East Coast or whatever. So a lot of times, for example, when I post my videos, I post them at a certain time where it's like early enough to where Utah fans, when they wake up, usually the video's up, or like might be noonish or like 1 p.m. early afternoon for them. Whereas like for everybody else, it's a situation where there's not a lot of Utah fans on the East Coast. So I don't have to really worry about catering to their needs because they don't exist. There are some, but there's not like enough that follow my medium of content. Similar thing for NBA players. They reach a situation where they want to be marketable. They want to be able to make money off of brand endorsement deals. But if you're in a small market, a lot of people don't even pay attention to you to begin with. So you get put into a situation where unless you're on a really good team, and even then, a lot of your games won't be nationally televised. So a lot of people won't care about how good of a player you are specifically, no matter how tough you might be. You said church got restrictions on how much alcohol you got. There's a nightlife, just not as large, yeah. But most players go plane hotel, practice hotel, game hotel, plane. Yeah. Logic got it. Hit a nail on the head with that. That's just the way the cookie crumbles, if you will. If you will. Maybe we Europeans are not so party hard guys, at least here in Finland. I'd assume so. Probably a little bit. Plus, American nightlife is a little bit different than I've seen like overseas nightlife to be. Cookies and crumble cookies. Mm-hmm. Hard. Can't go wrong with that. Cannot go wrong with that. Let me see here. 5K. Yes, sir. Lovely. And then we got on to the other one, and we are at 22, 22, 21.8, 22. He said, thing is, older players stop caring and enjoy Utah for its natural beauty at this point. Yeah. And there you have to go to the elevator with your neighbor. You might stare at the elevator wall. Fair play. 21.9. That's good. We're looking at what next? We are in with trainers and sauna. Interesting. Interesting. But is there mixed bathhouses? That is my next question. Keith Lee type review. Do you guys have mixed bathhouses? I'm kidding, obviously. Kinda. Finland gotta be backwards. Fair play. Still convinced that I'm still not convinced that place exists. So what do you think it is? What do you think it is, Cam? Just a massive land in the middle of nowhere? We had in them, but of course there are those. And they had to close them, at least in my city. Fair play. Yeah, it does make sense that way. Yeah. Can't have nice things around some people. That's the honest truth. Things are really hitting their stride now, guys. I'm so happy. It's good stuff. Dang, another 1 out of 10. This Chris Dunn video is outperforming every other video I've posted. Huh. Nothing like a mixed bathhouse of 70-year-olds. Not your fool. But yeah, all that and a bag of chips. What? Oh, my thing just disappeared. Bringing it back. I'm going to minimize it down, and we'll add this tab to it. Switch back to you guys, and I'm going to download this photo that he sent me. Nope. All right, so we have all that. I'm gonna keep going. You said, bro, I don't know, just a place full of 6'2" white people, something. I can't follow them. No, just y'all finish me with fire. Just need some ID. Yo, I'm starting to think Cam is not a real person, dog. The way Cam be having me rolling is ridiculous. Good stuff, though. It's always great to have some humor. Yeah, it is. I'm real. It's them that ain't. Man, look. Let me see something. Apparently this Chris Dunn video is doing better than all my other videos have in the past. It is, actually. Hold on. In the first 4 hours, I'm already at 700 views. We're doing numbers, guys. We're doing numbers. But let me go ahead and open up this Adobe Rush. I'm going to go ahead. Actually, I'm going to edit that file. I was going to record the second one, but I was like, let me hold off on it, actually. My brain's kind of in that fatigue state. So what we're probably going to do is go ahead and edit what we have here, and we'll go from there. Which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Let me go ahead and say that first. Just a different flavor. First, I need to grab my footage off of the other thing, like any intelligent individual would. He said I haven't watched it yet. I'm finna click on it, but you streaming on mobile type. Yeah, no, I got you. Type shit. Yeah, I got you, Cam. No, you're good. Yeah. My knees. Oof. Fighting a dragon back here. Eject. Eject. All right, I'm back. Ouch. Logic said, "Man, I wish I was 6'2". Logic, how tall you is, brother? How tall you happen to be, my good sir? My fine, astute young gentleman. 5'10". Probably. Ish. Can't say I'm 6 foot something like that. 5'7" to 5'8". Fair play. I was about to make a terrible joke. Fair play. For sure. Fun. Here goes Cam. Fun size. He said, "I got you." Yo, Cam is a fool. Man, look. All right, so. I can't even lie, gentlemen. We've been doing pretty good money wise. He said, "Nah, my bad back problems. I got mad back problems. You lucky, Logic, and I got a car I'm finna fall into. I gotta fall into. Oh my goodness, no, Cam, nah. I felt that on a level I should not have felt that at, because I also have a vehicle where the seat is so low I literally have to like just free fall after a certain point when I'm getting into the car and just accept my fate. That's crazy. Nah, I felt that way more than I thought I was supposed to. My fault, just moving this eject. All right, cool. We're locked now. Hopefully the Jazz continues their good performances against the Lakers. I expect they will. Nah, it's scary, bro. Japanese, so you name it. I'd be touching the roof. What kind of car you got? You got a Mitsubishi or something? At that point, you got to. A Mazda? Ooh, that'll do it. That'll do it. Yeah, that'll definitely do it. All right, so when I'm editing, I wish I could screen share like this, but I can't. Oh, my back. Hatch, but it's lowered to. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Matter matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and pull this stuff out. And I usually use a SanDisk device as my main storage device for this stuff. Hang on one second. Oh! Me just out here making old man noises the entire time. Sounds about right. Old cars are dope. I said my EX has nice wheels. I'm driving an old car myself. I grew up playing and loving basketball. Just upset I'm small and can never score at will, but love playing defense and passing the ball. Too short on defense most times. Nah, I understand. There's nothing worse. I would say alongside that, another bad scope in basketball is just being the tallest guy on your team, so they force you to play center when you're literally like gonna cap out at like 6'1", 6'2". But because you're the tallest, they make you play center and play like a center. Crazy stuff. All right, so we're gonna edit this video. Probably take me 20-ish minutes, and then we'll go ahead and get up out of here. I'm gonna run some errands, maybe take a little nap, and then we'll be back for the live. We've been live for what, like 4-5 hours, almost. We've been live for a while. I had to play with a bunch of college dogs. They murdered me. That'll do it. Are you gonna stream? Then me for real, Monty. I seen enough. Hurt my neck trying to look in the eyes. It be doing that, dog. Not gonna lie. Real quick. So there was there's the regular one that you have, that you all had before, the $7.99 one. There's one above it that's $14.99. Let me see something. What if I dial this back? The only thing is I have to match up my audio and video in post. I'm gonna turn my my thing this way. Hopefully it picks up the audio a little bit better so that y'all can hear what I'm doing. Real quick. So there's the regular one that you have, that you all had before. Let me zoom in. Make sure this definitely matches up. Real quick. So there's the regular one that you have, that you all had before, the $7.99. Okay, cool. There's one above it that's $14.99. And okay. There's streamers that make money streaming themselves. That is true. I wish I could do that. I wouldn't do y'all like that on this channel. I would do RL channel. I definitely would do it there just to get some watch hours up. I mean, I probably could have played a guard, but size was always a problem for me. Yeah. No, I can understand that. Jordan Clarkson has been an integral part of the... I'm going to go ahead and put my 2-second dissolve on both ends. Jordan Clarkson has been an integral part of the Utah Jazz team for many years, starting back from the Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell era. With that in mind, though, they saw him as being a Sixth Man of the Year candidate for several years and eventually winning the award and just continuing to play that role for them up until insert Will Hardy as the new coach after that role for them. Up until insert Will Hardy as the new role for them. Okay, we're going to cut that part out. We'll say... to play that role for them. Insert Will Hardy as the new coach after Quinn Snyder. Oh, what happened? Perry, you said, can I ask if you have kids? My son's turning 20 years old today soon. Really? Wow. Your son's almost my age. No, I don't have any kids, actually. Once the YouTube money starts actually flowing in, I'll probably end up having my first one. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was giving myself until I was 25. I myself am the oldest of 7. But I got a couple more years. I'm not waiting till I'm 30 though. coach after Quinn Snyder. Trying to speed up the timeline, if that makes sense.
And you saw Jordan Clarkson at the beginning of this season actually start at the shooting guard position. Now, he did manage to play a total of 30 games so far this season. Admittedly, he missed a couple due to injury, but 19 of those actually ended up being starts. With that being said, it was rather difficult because most of his starts did not end in the way that most people would prefer them to actually do it. He ended up in a lot of situations where he would have terrible shooting splits and have very high turnover.
Okay.
He ended up in a lot of situations where he would have terrible did not end in the way that most people would prefer. He ended up in a lot of situations where he would have terrible shooting splits and have very high turnover games. And when you would pair him alongside TH2, who also got a rough start to the season, and eventually Keontae George, the rookie phenom, things really didn't go in their favor at all. And you saw a very drastic downhill spiral for the team. So much so that people thought it was going to be a very well put together lot.
Too much of a gap in space. Gotta cut that out.
The people thought it was going to be a very well put together lottery team. And it goes against a lot of the things. Be a very well put together.
I'm gonna just say
people thought it was going to be a
lottery pick team.
Lottery team. Thought it was going to be a lottery team. People thought it was going to be a lot.
I gotta cut down on lottery. That audio is too loud. Let me cut that right there. I'm gonna turn it down from 100 to 70. See if that still fits.
It was going to be a lottery team.
No, 75 maybe. Good night. I said good night, Logic. I'm so used to being at night. I'll see you later on, sir.
It was going to be a lottery team.
That's not enough. You say finish names pretty well. Thank you, sir. I do try. I try to
be going to be a lottery team.
I try to be respectful of everybody's like differences and also make people feel included. Like, especially when people pop up in chat and actually feel comfortable enough to talk. The biggest thing is making sure they stay. And the best thing you can do to make somebody stay is when they talk back, and also let them know that they are heard and understood. There's nothing worse than trying to talk to somebody and they continually pronounce your name wrong and don't even attempt to like say it right. But same on that. Okay, question. Double L, is that like a yo situation, or is it because I know it's not Kaleo. It's not Ratakayo. Is it a Ratakayo? Is it like a Y sound instead of a double L? Is it a Y? Give me like the, what you call it, like in the in the dictionary when it does like the parentheses thing. Is it Kayo, or is it like I guess kind of how they would do in like Spanish, like where double L is it's pronounced as like a Y sound, like a J-ish kind of. Is it Kayo, or is it because I know some Americans would be like Raudakalio. Like that's very country way of saying it, and it's not right. Like Pekka Raudakalio, and that's definitely not right? But it'd probably be Pekka. Is it raw? Like in my head, hold on, I'm gonna type it in chat. I'm thinking his last name spelled raw. Kayo. How off is that last name? Because I try and break it down into like the different syllables and put it that way when I say it. Let me know, so I can actually like not say
so
it wrong.
People thought it was going to be a lottery team. So that people thought it was going to be a lottery team. And it goes against a lot of the things that I originally believed were going to be possible for this team coming into this season. That said, this video this season. That said, this video is to commend Jordan Clarkson because he has turned the corner. Now, to set the stage for things, he started in 19 out of the 30 games. Overall, this season, he's averaging 30 minutes per game, 17.8 points, 3.6 rebounds, 5.3 assists, 0.7 steals, 0.1 blocks, and a team high, unfortunately, 3 turnovers per game. Now, he does shoot 42.1% from the field and 31.6% from the field, which is in stark contrast to the original 30 and 27% that he was shooting only a mere month ago. Now, he also does shoot only a mere month.
It's the same for you there. That from a. So would it be Roticalio? Would it? Is it Roticalio? Oh, maybe I was closer than I thought I was.
Shooting.
It said like Roten. Roticalio. Interesting. Roticalio. Okay. Oh. I think the most interesting thing is like going from country to country or just like language to language is the fact that different people pronounce different double letters or single letters or letters alongside themselves in general differently. So sometimes you can hear words pronounced in like Italian and it's completely different than if you were to say it in English, and it's different if you were to say it in Spanish, but sometimes they have overlapping like laws for their words, but then other languages will have the same kind of thing, but it's different. You said, but you have silent letters. Okay. Okay. Roticalio. Interesting. I learned something new today, guys. All right, let me knock this out for y'all real quick so we can go about our days, and I'll see y'all boys tonight.
Shooting only a mere month ago. Now, he also does shoot 87.5% from the free throw line, and he's had 2 double-doubles and actually ended the Utah Jazz's streak of the triple-double drought. I sold. And he actually ended the drought for the Utah Jazz players having a triple-double doubles and actually ended the Utah Jazz's streak.
PH making F is criminal. Hey, nothing gets me as much as remembering that in English we have the I before. It's I before E except after C, but there's like 54. It's 54 or 72 different words that actually don't agree with that law at all, which is hilarious. Just a thought.
Utah Jazz's streak, and he actually ended the drought for the Utah Jazz players having a triple-double, dating back to line, and he said,
I before E except to C until we lie. Exactly.
Free throw line, and he's had 2 double-doubles and actually ended the doubles and he actually ended the droughts and he doubles and
Big fish.
2 double-doubles and he actually ended the drought for the 2 double-doubles and he actually ended the drought for the Utah Jazz players having a triple-double, dating back to almost 16 years to date when he got his earlier on this year.
All right, so I cut the video down to 10 minutes, 52 seconds. About to cut it down a little bit more. All those sound so familiar. Crazy, right?
Earlier on this year. Over his last 5 games, he has come off of the bench as that 6-man player, and he's right back to hitting on all cylinders as he was in the past. Now, that's not to say he hasn't had some recent poor shooting nights, because he has. But in those games, Will Hardy's done a great job of being a damage control individual and handling business and pulling him off the court so that he doesn't completely erode the team from the inside out. That being said, in the past 5 games, he's averaging 28.5 minutes, scoring 17.8 points per game, 2.8 rebounds, 5.6 assists, 0.4 steals, 0.2 blocks, and only 2.6 turnovers per game. Match that with his 47.1% from the field and 35.7% from the three-point line to go along with 86.7% from the free throw line per game. Match that with his 47.1% per game. Match that with his 47.1% from the field and 35.7% from the three-point line to go along with 86.7% from the free throw line, and you have a much improved version of Jordan Clarkson. Percent from the free throw line, and you have a much improved version of Jordan Clarkson that we all came to know and love in the past. Now, this does promptly over the past couple games, and if he can continue to replicate this success over the rest of the season, put him in a position to be a genuine six-man of the year candidate, to be a genuine six-man of the year.
You said what ones you edit? So what I do is I always cut out the like the extra pauses or anytime I misspoke, because obviously Sachin staying in India, Indian languages are his primary language. English is a secondary language for him, so it's harder for him to edit those things out. So me personally, to make it easier for him, I just make the script, or I don't really make a script. I just pull up numbers and talk. But I cut out my pauses and all that stuff and all the trash moments. Then I save it, make it a file, send it over in 1080p over to him. He adds in charts and like basketball plays to make like people with shorter attention spans like stay with the storyline of what I'm saying. And then he just sends it back to me, and I go ahead and upload it. It's pretty good, honestly. The system that we have, at least.
Put him in a position to be a genuine six-man of the year candidate. And it will be very interesting because he has won the award before, deservingly so. And he's finally put himself into a position where you know for a fact Jordan Clarkson is not necessarily a starting shooting guard candidate. He is, however, going to be somebody that's going to fill up the points and go at any opposing defense, regardless of who you put in front of him, which is exactly why he's able to feast against second units so frequently.
But I need to get Epidemic Sound so I can add a background like calm, jazzy type tune to it, so that it also adds to the appeal.
Now, before December 23rd of 2023, Now, before December 23rd of 2023, he had played in 19 games for the Jazz. That was a rougher stretch because that was when the Jazz were losing the majority of their games. He played 30 of their games. Losing the majority of their games. He played 30.8 minutes per game and averaged 16.6 points, 4.9 assists, 3.4 rebounds.
Lee, what's up?
2 blocks. I need to restart that stat line. I read it.
Having a jazz beat on a fit is mad clever. I didn't even think about it that way. That's the funniest thing.
0.9 assists, 3.4 rebounds, 0.2 blocks. I need to restart that stat line. I read it all wrong. On Stats Music, like really 2023. I'm sorry. Before December 23rd, 30.8 minutes per game and averaged 16.6 points, 4.9 assists, 3.4 rebounds, losing the majority of their games. He played 30.8 minutes per game.
Not gonna lie, I've been better. What's going on, Lee? I'm not doing too bad. I had a basketball event that I was supposed to be doing. I was supposed to be driving to earlier today, but we ended up everybody ended up canceling because not everybody was going to show up for it. So I was feeling pretty decent. So I was like, all right, let me get on live and just talk about video. So I wrote down a video idea, well, 2 of them. And then I recorded the Jordan Clarkson one in my last live stream. And then I messed up my camera at the end. So this is a separate live stream, but it's really the same. Like it's like a part 2. So I'm about to finish editing this and then send it to my editor. And then I'm going to run some errands and stuff like that. And then I'll be back live tonight after the game. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Games. Before December 23rd in 2023, he had played 19 games for the Jazz this season, averaging 30.8 minutes per match and putting together 16.6 points, 3.4 rebounds, 4.9 assists, 0.8 steals, 0.2 blocks, and 3 turnovers, which was a team high at that point. He also shot 6.1 for 15.2 and He also shot 6.1 for 15.2 in field goal attempts, working him out at 39.9% from the field, and was 1.6 for 5.5 from the three-point line, which works out to 29.5%. Now, he was still 83.3% from the free throw line off 3.5 attempts by hitting 2.9 of them. Hitting 2.9 of them. Percent from the field, and was 1.6 for 5.5 from the three-point line, which works out to 29.5%. Now, he was still 83.3% from the free throw line off 3.5 attempts by hitting 2.9 of them. However, since December 23rd of 20.5%. Now, he was still 83-point line, which works out to 29.5%, and was 1.6 for 5.5 from the three-point line, which works out to 29.5%. Now, he over 9 of them. However, since December 23rd of 2023, he has played in 11 matches, all of them coming off the bench, and he's averaged now a high of 19.8 points in 28.6 minutes of action. He's also tallied in 3.9 rebounds, 5.9 assists, half a steal, 0.1 blocks, and 3 turnovers per game still. But it's accompanied alongside 6.9 for 15.1%. It is accompanied with him shooting 45.8% from the field and 34.8% from the three-point line to go along with 93.5% from the free throw line. Numbers aside, Jordan Clarkson has greatly stepped up his place as being on the bench.
Good. That's not good at all.
He's also tallied in 3.9 rebounds, 5.9 assists, half a steal, 0.1 blocks, and 3 turnovers per game still. But it's accompanied alongside 6.9 for 15.1 and 3 turnovers per game still. But it's accompanied alongside 6.9 for 15.1%. It is accompanied per game still. It is accompanied with him shooting 45.8% per game still. It is accompanied with him shooting 45.8% from the field and 34.8% from the three-point line to go along with 93.5% from the free throw line. Numbers aside, Jordan Clarkson has greatly stepped up his place as being on the bench, and his effort on defense is also showing through a little bit more. Overall, in the wins and losses, you're seeing a different version of himself, so much so that since December 23rd, he has totaled an entire box score plus minus of a plus 88. Now, previous to then, when they were during percent from the field and 34.8% from the three-point line to go along with 93.5% from the free throw. Numbers aside, Jordan Clarkson.
What's your favorite Pokemon? There's Mewtwo, there's Mew, there's Cyndaquil. Obviously everybody likes Charizard. I low-key want to go Mew, Celebi, or Cyndaquil. Because like Typhlosion, when I had, was it Heart Gold Soul Silver? Where it's Cyndaquil, Totodile, and it's not Chikorita. Chikorita is alongside Torchic. What is it? It's Cyndaquil, Totodile, and what is the grass one? I can't remember the grass one. The grass starter. But Heart Gold Soul Silver, bro. Especially because that was the game where you could have your Pokemon walk behind you while you went. It was the most fire thing ever. The last Pokemon game I ever bought too. Life started getting real serious after that one, for me, anyways. But yeah, that was it was Chikorita. Okay, I don't know why I thought it was different, but yeah, Cyndaquil, Torchic, Chikorita. Yeah, Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil is my favorite. Yeah. Mew couldn't be beat. Celebi, fire, just a vibe. Can't go wrong with Pikachu. You know, generic, lovable. Anybody that says something crazy like Ghastly or Shedinja, I question your morals. Or a Metapod, I question who you are. I question your opinion.
From the free throw. Numbers aside, Jordan Clarkson has greatly stepped up his play since being on the bench, and his effort on defense is also showing through a little bit more. Overall, in the wins and losses, you're seeing a different version of himself. So much so that since December 23rd, he has totaled an entire box score plus. He has totaled an entire box score plus minus of a plus 88. Now, previous to then, when they were during.
Mr. Mime as a favorite is crazy. That is actually diabolical.
Now, previous to then, when they were during.
Nah, Mr. Mime is an insane take.
When they were experiencing their extreme to then, when they were experiencing previous to then, and when. Now, previous to then, when they were experiencing their extreme losing streak, albeit over a few. Then, when they were experiencing the. Previous to then, when they were experiencing their extreme losing streak, previous to then, when they were experiencing their extreme losing streak, albeit over a few more games, he was actually a box score plus minus. He was actually a box score plus minus of a negative 30.
Yeah, Mr. Mime is a crazy take. I need to pull out the 3DS and hop on Pokemon again. I need to play some Fire Emblem too.
Games, he was actually a box score plus minus of a. He was actually a box score plus. He was actually a box.
That's not it. Wait, what?
A box score. He was actually a box score plus.
No, that's not it. So what am I doing wrong? Maybe I'm just reading it wrong.
Actually, a box score plus minus of a negative 35.
Yeah,
now, the issue with that is simply effort, the lineups that were being ran, and then his inability to be consistent and score against the top tier premier shooting guards and point guards, and even in some situations, the switches that allowed him to, in an ideal situation, to allowed him to, in an ideal situation, handle small forwards and power forwards with ease. Two more minutes. All in all, at the beginning of the season, it should have been handle small forwards and power forwards with ease. All in all, at the beginning of the season, it should have been Colin Sexton getting the start. But reasonably so, Jordan Clarkson, being a mainstay of this team, deserved the opportunity to prove that he wasn't that guy as a starting shooting guard. And that is exactly what he did. However, Once they dialed in Colin Sexton as a starting shooting guard and allowed him to be that consistent second option to Lauri Markkanen with Fontecchio, Collins, and eventually to Lauri Markkanen with Fontecchio, Collins, and eventually Chris Dunn as a starting point guard, things.
By the way, I know you and I talked about it privately about this, but ever since Colin Sexton started, he's top 5 in scoring per possessions and has averaged nearly 50, 40, 90, averaging, I think, around 27 points per game. Can't beat that level of efficiency, man. He said, that's why we're winning. We have a star point guard next to Lowry. Yep, against his second option, cannot be beat. Play Fortnite with me right now. Bro, I am terrible at Fortnite, Zach. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm complete garbaggio. I wish I was better. I'm bad at Call of Duty too. I guess first-person shooter games just aren't my thing yet. If I really log some hours this summer, if I really go as hard as I think I can with these channels this summer, I hopefully will have enough money saved up to not have to to not have to work my security job in the summer. So if I don't have to get a summer job, I'm going to have a lot more free time because I'm really just going to do like some coaching work and that'd be it. But yeah, also, so we can run no builds and die first, bro. I don't care. So this is so boring. Also, fewer turnovers helps, but Colin Sexton has been able to figure out how to slow down and make plays instead of forcing a contested layup or mid-range. Bingo. Time, practice, opportunity, practice, implementation of said practiced opportunities.
Collins, and eventually Chris Dunn as a starting point guard, things got a lot better for the team. Insert Jordan Clarkson on the bench, and his defensive ineptitude at times is then blanketed by Walker Kessler's elite rim protection. So in a situation, Jordan Clarkson really just needs to be able to play high enough on screens to force everything downhill and funnel offensive everything downhill and force everything downhill and funnel offensive hill and downhill and funnel offensive players towards Walker Kessler, who cleans things up at the rim. And it doesn't always result in a block, but it does.
He said, free time, might as well on the SLC be a ball boy for Summer League. Man, look, that's good money though. There's one play where he drove on Scotty Barnes, slowed down, sped up to create space, drove again, didn't have the space, and kicked it to Kelly Olynyk for a 3. Simple sequences are progress from him, and I love that. I love it.
In a block, but it does more often than not result in a miss, which is very important and ultimately does help Jordan Clarkson's bottom line of his box score plus minus. Now, as the season goes on, I expect him to continue to score at the rate that he's been scoring. I believe his turnovers might go down a little bit, though he is a extremely turnover-prone individual himself, and by the end of the year, he might still lead the team in turnovers. That said, as a whole, the team is playing more cohesively this way, and him being the offensive hub alongside Kelly Olynyk, who often sets him up for a lot of his buckets in that second unit, I think that the situation will continue to improve, and he will be able to make a much stronger case for him being the sixth man of the year this season. And even if he isn't the sixth man of the year,
Lee, we didn't tell you. Tell me how Logic sat there and when I was talking about the numbers and metrics of the channel earlier, this lovely individual is going to sit there and switch his member subscription from the regular tier up to the highest tier, the $24.99 one. Lee, I told him not to do it, and he did it anyways. And while I appreciate it, I was like I was so caught off. He did something that you would do, Lee. And that's why I was like, I didn't even read the fact that it was him that did it. I saw that it said Logic, and I just read the first. I said, Lee, what did you do? I had to correct myself. Man, look. But it was lovely though. Yeah, on YouTube, I've had the $7.99 one, the $14.99 one, and then the $24.99 one. The $24.99 one literally says, don't buy this. I don't know why I have this here. It's just here. And then he just decided upon himself to go ahead and do the highest one. And I was like, I mean, I appreciate it. And now you're paying for an entire video yourself, which I also appreciate. But brother, you did not need to do that. Let's see. I'm gonna do a post game. I'm gonna do a post game last year night. I haven't done one in over a month. I apologize for not streaming tonight. My G unless he streams for like 6 hours again. I'll probably be. The game finishes at midnight. It might be an hour and a half stream. Maybe 2 hours. Maybe 2 hours. If I don't catch you though, you know the vibe's always gonna be there for you, Zach. You already know. There's Cam again. Had to follow that logic. Sorry, had to do it. I knew you were gonna say something corny like that, Lee. The opportunity is too much there. Like the number of times where I say I agree with that logic is ridiculous. Zach said, need to become a member, bro. Adulting just sucks, LMAO. Nah, I understand, bro. I understand entirely. You and me both. 65 hours a week is not fun at all.
Case for him being the sixth man of the.
Not at all. There's Cam again. Oh my God, it's Cam. That's what you were expecting, Cam. You know I can't gas you up like the girls do, bro.
Case for him being the sixth man of the year this season, and even if he isn't the sixth man of the year, I think that he will eventually solidify his spot after being in so.
You say, yes, sir, let's beat them Lakers. You already know. But in the channel, I can't find anywhere. They said you have to be on a desktop, and it comes up next to the subscribe button. It'll be like join, and then I think it has like a tier list from there. That might be like a better league question because I can't see it on my screen from myself. You watch the NFL? Oh yeah, for sure, Kay, for sure. Nuh-uh, that felt weird, Brody. What? Okay, so you're never pleased. You're never pleased. Darned if I do, darned if I don't. Cam's back. Somebody bring me a towel.
He will eventually solidify his spot.
Yes, the wild card games are on tonight. I'm definitely gonna be watching a couple.
Utah Jazz rock at his spot after being in so many trade rumors on this Utah Jazz roster. Many trade rumors on this Utah Jazz roster for years to come, despite the fact that he is the oldest.
He said, Utah should make no trades at all. They're a solid group of players. Because of your depth, you actually could make a title run, no cap. Just being able to comfortably make the playoffs would be lovely. And I think the team is definitely capable of doing that. It's just about it actually happening. That's the biggest thing. The only piece that's really easily tradable is probably THT, just because he's not part of the rotation. But if you break apart part of the rotation, you risk damaging the entire system. And if you damage the entire system, well, you didn't have to figure out how you're going to fix it and how long the timetable for fixing it will be. He said, nah, bro, I didn't even read all that. Someone really typed all that crazy. And you said it. Yep. The join button on YouTube is the right corner of the channel. You kind of see a text there. Oh, well, see, that's what Lee's for. That's why Lee got the handlebar next to his name.
Come, despite the fact that he is the oldest person on this roster. Now, the most important thing to remember at the same time as your team is winning. Now, the most important thing to remember at the same time as your team is winning is, what does a timeline look like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7
Yeah, I don't want them to
years
make any changes either.
Obviously, Keontae George will eventually, ideally, be that guy. We'll see development from Bryce Sensabaugh and Taylor Hendricks as well. And Walker Kessler will be an elite rim protector who hopefully will have his three-point shot looking good and going. But in the meantime, we have John Collins, we have Fontecchio, we have Kelly Olynyk, who's also that second oldest player on this roster, and you have Chris Dunn starting at point guard, showing Keontae George the ropes. If you're Jordan Clarkson, the best thing you can do is be a mentor to these guys, hold guys accountable, be happy for your fellow teammates. And
you're a Saints fan? Hey, y'all got that boy J-Bo. Be happy. You know, it was a rough year for the Saints, but that man J-Bo will be having me rolling all the time. The most energized man on the planet, the most motivational speaker. And an Eagles fan, going to be a very sad weekend for me. We're about to find out, Zach. We are about to find out. I don't really have a team right now. I'm not gonna lie. I have a couple friends that play. One's for the Cardinals, one's on the Cowboys, but I wouldn't really consider myself a fan of either team. I'm fond of the Ravens. I'm fond of the 49ers. I don't really have like NFL is a little bit more ghastly because it's like I like players and then everybody starts getting shipped everywhere. It's like, bro, what's going on? So I don't really got like a stick to. And then after the Panthers did Cam the way they did him and broke up the team the way that they did, I really couldn't be a Panthers fan. I'm not gonna lie. I understand it's a business, but at the same time, I couldn't. And now they have people thinking that Bryce Young is trash when in fact he's just little. He was always little. And you decided to put him back there behind an O-line that cannot protect him. And so he's getting hornswoggled when he can barely see over the trees. Crazy how that kind of works. It's almost like that was gonna happen. Just little stuff. Still going? Yeah, I'm almost done editing this video. As soon as I edit this video, I'm gonna hop off for a little bit, and then I'll be back tonight after the game. Going to the gym soon. Nice. Lakers fan, but I like the Jazz too. Nice, Adam. Nice. I don't think they have enough for a title run. It's just one game against a great team. It's 4 wins against a contending team: Denver, OKC, Minnesota, and whoever comes out of the East. Bruh, Tayan, he's in mega grind mode. Where Jimmy go to, Tayan? I need to start going. I start going to Vasa, New Year's resolution. Dolphins are my team. Fair play. Appreciate you saying they could go through, Adam. Lee, I tried. Lee. JK Chiefs on top. You think so? This season, the Chiefs don't have the same explosiveness that they've had. They've always had a quick passing game, kind of like Tom Brady's offenses, but more recently, that explosiveness after the catch just isn't there anymore. And Travis Kelce's starting to show his age, low key. Ideal playoff bracket: Jazz at 6, Nuggets at 3. We get the Mavericks to be the 7 to knock out the Thunder for us. We need the Clippers either 4 or 5, and we need them advanced to take out them. Fair. That's not bad. I almost got in a fight with Puka Nacua in high school. Well, more so his friends after he whooped our ass 62-0. No, that's crazy. 62-0. Wolves for us. Yeah. I don't even know. NFL, soft NBA on top. Then it's us versus the Clippers in Western Conference Finals. Kawhi and Paul George will be exhausted after 2 rounds and won't be able to finish. I use Anytime Fitness. 49ers winning, but I still can't be from Zealand gassing. Ravens else, I'm going to be on a steak. Yeah. I heard that, and Planet or Loki, the move taken, a lot less populated, and I'm not there to get girls. There you go, Zach. Yeah, we in grind mode, Zach.
Showing Keontae George the ropes. If you're Jordan Clarkson, the best thing you can do is be a mentor to these guys. Hold
grind mode, Zach. Change that username to Zach Locked In. Yo.
If you're Jordan Clarkson, the best thing you can do is be a mentor to these guys, hold guys accountable, be happy for your fellow teammates, and push the younger guys to be even better. And if he can manage to do all that and continue to fuel this team off of the bench, I see no reason why they would feel the need to trade him. Things did get rocky. I see no reason why they would feel the need to trade him. Things did get rocky.
I don't know. His annually is amazing, actually.
Would feel the need to trade him. Things did get rocky at the beginning of the season for him, but I'm glad that he was able to turn things around. With that being said, the praise has to be just as loud as the disrespect was.
In addition to
this video, to go ahead and give Jordan Clarkson his thumbs up for the day. With that being said, thanks for tuning in this video. It's your boy ready to turn things around. With that being said, the praise has to be just as loud as the disrespect was, and that's why we're making this video, to go ahead and give Jordan Clarkson his thumbs up for the day. With that being said, thanks for tuning in this video. It's your boy Wraith Hoops. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and comment your thoughts on Jordan Clarkson's progress throughout the season below. Do you still think he should be traded? Or do you think that he deserves the opportunity to continue to roll with this roster because they're winning games? Become a channel member to catch videos earlier than anybody else. And as always, good morning, good evening, good night. No matter where you're on the globe watching, anybody else. And as always, tuning in. Peace. And as always, good morning, good evening, good night. No matter where you're on the globe watching, thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Earlier than anybody else. Shout out to Sachin for editing the anybody else. Shout out to Sachin for editing this video. And as always, good morning, good evening, good night. No matter where you're on the globe watching, thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Nice. There we go. It took me a lot longer than I thought it would. It literally took me an extra hour. I'm not gonna lie. Should not have done that. But it's okay.
The next one. Peace.
But you know, 8:52. That's not bad. That's not bad. I need to cut it down to 8:50 now. I need to find some big pauses in my timeline. There aren't many. That's the issue.
Jordan Clarkson has been an integral part of the Utah Jazz team for many years, starting back from the Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell era. With that in mind, though, they saw him as being a six-man, which after Quinn Snyder, and you saw Jordan Clarkson Snyder at the shooting guard position. Now, he did manage to start at the shooting guard position. But it was going to be a lottery team. And it goes against
There we go. All right, cool. Advanced, we'll switch it to 1080p. We'll go desktop. Clarkson is worth keeping. Rename. Copy that. Open that folder. Put it there. AV. Raw. Edit. Boom. Once that processes, I'll be able to send that to Sachin. Yeah. What do we say? Wraith watching himself. Yeah, basically. Your outro hard. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. With that being said, it's been your boy Ray Thugs. You already know. You already know. Gotta have a smooth one. You gotta roll off the tongue when you say it, so it's easily rememberable. Gotta drop a video on your all-star starters and reserves. That's a good one. That's a good one, Kate. That might be a main channel video. Thank you for that. Actually, hold on. Finna steal that with a screenshot. Hold on. All right, cool. Also, respect for the All-Star game. It might feature Wemby as a starter. As much as I understand why they would do that for the leagues like notoriety and everything, I'm not ready for that to happen because it doesn't follow the theme of people that make an All-Star game. Very few team players make it from bad teams, much less from teams that are straight up probably tanking or abysmally horrible. East versus West should be fun. The Rising Star game, low key, more fun to watch. I think the Rising Star game is going to be more interesting. Yeah, for sure. I'm behind you on that one. 100%. 100. All right, so I'm going to compose one to Sachin. Jordan Clarkson. Attach file. Clarkson keeping. Raw edit open. All good stuff. All right, so with that being said, we've been very successful today, gentlemen. I will be hopefully seeing all of you later on tonight on the stream. I'll probably stream with the first 30 minutes after the game. So probably midnight for me will be 10 p.m. Utah time. I think that'll be around ballpark, like when the stream will be. Probably go for an hour, maybe an hour and a half, maybe even only 30 minutes, depending on the outcome of the game. But we'll get us a good live stream in, chat it up, have some fun, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Catch you later. Betting over on Keontae points. I might have to bet today. I'm not gonna lie. What time is it for me? The game starts at I want to say 9:30 for me. Let me check to make sure. Utah. Be for real. Yeah. Yeah, it's a 9:30 game for me, so 7:30 for y'all. So 2.5 hours later will be 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so 10 o'clock for y'all, midnight for me. Yeah, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. We always do. You know how it be. But yeah, I appreciate y'all coming out, hanging with me. I know it's been like 5 hours that we've done this, 5.5 hours actually. And much more positives to come. But for now, this will do it for us. Video edited, sent to my editor. He'll be cooking that up. We'll probably see it back in like 2-ish days. With that being said, you already know. Thanks for tuning into this live stream. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, turn on post notifications, become a member if you haven't already. Get the videos faster than anybody else. And as always, good morning, good evening, good night, no matter where you are on the globe watching. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.